Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is August edition of Chop and Chat. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I have been wanting to do this Chop and Chat video for the last couple of weeks, but I've been dealing with some things family-wise, and if you watch me, you know that I live across the country from most of my family, so I don't really particularly would like to go into it on air. I'm not quite sure who all from my family honestly watches my channel, and the persons involved are just not public people. So thank you for your prayers and your wishes and well wishes and all those things. It's helped the last week, couple of weeks actually. So I want to talk about wax. So about half of the quantity of stuff I have here is Teddy Bees. And we all know that that was an outstanding pre-order that Tiffany offered last time. And we all have our goodies now, and our ready to ships are in process, and some are in the mail. And I just wanted to continue making a dent into my Teddy Bees collection. I have used up so much of my Teddy Bees in the last couple of weeks. I actually plan to do my empties video this weekend, hopefully. It's 3 weeks of empties, and it's a lot, so it's going to be a long one. So if you do watch those on my channel, be prepared. So, okay, I'm just going to grab and go. I think I'll do all my Teddy Bees last. And then I do have a half of a Blossom bar here of milk glass. I am going to chop up. I'll do that last just because this vendor crumbles when I chop, and I don't really feel like microwaving it. So I'm just going to start with these little guys here. Some souffle, well, I have a little, not a souffle, but I have a little cup here from Swanky. I have some Scent Shop cups from L3, so I'm just going to jump right on in. Okay, today's Friday night, Marty's golfing, but there's a storm that's whipping on through up in here, so if I have to end this this video prematurely because I hear the garage, then that is what it is. So this first one here, this is Summer Cookie Therapy, Strawberry Jam, and Strawberry Kolaches. This, of course, is from L3. The last couple of months, Jen and Trish and team have started offering these little Scent Shop cups, which a lot of other vendors have used these, and some of them still use these. The biggest one I think of with these is Destination Wax. When I first jumped into the wax industry, the vendor wax industry, I should say, this was all that Rebecca offered from Destination Wax. So the fact that they are the same exact type, I know I can get 4 out of one of these. So I have cut some blends in 3s in the past, but I find that it's just a little bit too much wax for my warmers. So I'm just going to chop this right down like this. And then the cute part is it squeezes right back into here, and I can pick them up in one little piece here. So those are the little Scent Shop cups, and I bought a mess of them, at one time. This next one is Skin So Soft. I bought a mess of them, probably 20 some of them, and I just really, I really like this shape that they're offering here. That end piece is a little big, but I'll go ahead and I'll just take a small slice down there so I can mix that in with another one of the pieces I choose. And this Skin So Soft, yes, it's the Avon kind, and oh, does it smell good. I can smell it just as soon as I cut into this little piece. I could smell the aroma of Skin So Soft. Oh, nostalgia at its finest. The last few weeks I've been thinking about my childhood quite a lot, and just memories and things. And Skin So Soft is part of that. This next one here I'm very excited about. This is Tiramisu, Amaretto, Coffee Bean, and Waffle Cone. I love me some tiramisu, and I absolutely love Amaretto. If you watch me, you know. This guy is going to be strong. I can already smell it. So I think I'm going to do this into 5. Oh, and it smells, tiramisu is so fantastic, and amaretto is so fantastic, and this is just, oh, so good. Yum, yum, yum. I should tell you what I'm melting here right next to me. Over to the left, over here, is my warmer. I have one warmer in my kitchen now. I had a warmer fatality earlier this week. My one warmer that I sit over on the right-hand side of my kitchen, on the other end of the counter, he died earlier this week. And it's funny, I'm going to get my paper towel here and wet it a little bit so I can, you know, wipe up in between scents. I thanked him for his service to me and every day, 365 days a year, all day long. Thanked him for his service, and Marty laughed at me when he heard me do that. But I said, hey, I got my money's worth because I got that one on Amazon. This next one is iced tea, blueberry cobbler, and lemon mint leaf. You know, of course, when I film these, my goal is to not bump the camera. So I'm going to continue with that goal. And hopefully today, the universe will be kind to me and not let me bump the camera. But my apologies if that happens. So 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh, it's August, of course. August is here already. Lots of birthdays on both sides of my family and my in-laws in August. Lots of them. This next one here, this is a newer to me vendor. This is Second and Spruce. This was a sample that came, I've ordered from, the vendor's name is, the owner is Erica Kane and her husband Slade. They're from the Pittsburgh area, so not that far from my hometown. They are getting ready to have a pre-order in the beginning of September. Lots of yummy holiday scents, and you know, she's going to add a few more, you know, in the next couple of weeks or so. But this was a sample that I got in my second order. I have my videos up on this channel if you're interested about this vendor. This is the cutest little sample. This is Fall Fest. This is falling leaves, caramel apple, and cider donut. Give me all the fall. If you guys have watched me for any period of time, you know I have a hell of a fall collection. But I am just, I'm using it. I've been using fall for the last couple of months. And you can see how soft the texture of this wax is. You know, like you can tell, you can see the residue here. This cuts like butter. This is very soft, like Teddy B's is. Very, very soft. And Glitterati, you know, is also soft too. But I cut this into 4 pieces, and I'm going to keep this down here in the kitchen drawer. My kitchen drawer, my wax drawer down here is getting a little sparse. So I am going to put a few of these little cups that I'm chopping up here first in that drawer, I think. So I really don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight when I'm chopping wax, but you know, as I go along, I'll figure it out. Like I said, you know, the last couple of weeks, especially the last week, my evenings have been on the phone, and my evenings have been just talking about some tough stuff. And if I seem a little out of it, I'm just kind of, you know, plugging along. This is Warm and Cozy from Swanky. This is a Palo Santo blend, and I think it's Palo Santo and Fireside, and then her cream cake and buttercream frosting and all sorts of goodness there. Why I'm chopping this piece up, honestly, is I've been going through my wax the last couple of months, and that isn't quite in the center, but it's okay. I have a loaf of this, and I'm not sure if I'm going to really like this scent, because, you know, it's beautiful and cold, but I have been struggling a lot with some Swanky blends. And with the exception of her tobacco and some of her perfumes, they perform beautifully for me. But I have been struggling with Swanky Bakery, and I've melted a couple of the other. This was part of the Palo Santo sampler from last year. And I've been struggling with Swanky, so I want to melt this, because if this doesn't perform for me in my home, then I'm going to destash my loaf that I have of it. So if you like this blend, be on the lookout. It might pop up in one of the destash groups. Not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. So, okay. The next one I'm going to go into, I might as well just grab a few of these little guys here. Let's do, we'll always have Paris. This is Vintage Chic, of course. You know, Kirby is heading on out of the vendor world here pretty soon. This here is this label says we'll always have Paris, exclusive secret fruity blend. But she has since revealed, this smells so good, she has since revealed what's in here. And I believe it's a combination of pomegranate, watermelon, I don't know. I don't remember if it's cherry or strawberry. No, it's watermelon, pomegranate, strawberry, and something else. But to my nose, everybody, this, honestly, this smells like cantaloupe. Like a fresh, creamy cantaloupe. And, you know, I don't like cantaloupe. I mean, if it's in a salad, I'll eat it. But I don't go out of my way to buy a cantaloupe in the store. And I don't buy it at farmers markets or produce stands. I just don't care for cantaloupe. Sometimes it's a little metallic to me. So I also know that sometimes cantaloupe oil isn't really all that common in wax, but I've seen it here and there. However, to my nose, this guy smells like cantaloupe. So I'm going to chop this up and I'm going to melt it, and I will get back to you all on what it really truly smells like. See how Kirby's wax, the texture, it just it crumbles. So this Blossom Bar, I'll chop last. I have several Blossom Bars, and I'm letting them cure nicely because, you know, I'm experimenting with does Kirby's older wax work better in my home, or is her newer wax, has it changed? You know, does it need more cure time for my home? I'm experimenting with a couple of Vintage Chic items, but that's a work in progress. I'm gonna try to pick up some of these little shards here. Poppy, my cat, she's on a first name basis here with my channel because I talk about her almost every video. Poppy is over on her blankie sleeping. She's used to my mom now chopping wax in the kitchen, and she doesn't necessarily need to come around here and investigate. But if she does, you know, she's allowed to. This is her home. Okay, this is Glitterati. This is zucchini bread, cake batter, and strawberry pound cake. This is from, July of last year. So he's a year old. I was going through my Glitterati stuff, and I saw this, and I said, you know what? I've never melted any of Janine's zucchini bread. So what I do, this smells fantastic. I for the most part, I have some chunks of Glitterati that I haven't wrapped in foil, but I find, you know, just from learning in the wax community and, you know, having wax friends and, you know, how we share our tips and tricks and all of that shit, I found out that if you keep the softer waxes wrapped in foil, especially Glitterati's, sea sugars, etc., they tend to last a little longer, you know, scent retention, because there's a lot of paraffin in here, and in my home, paraffin doesn't hold the fragrance as long as you know, the paraffin heavy blends. But that could all just be, I mean, it's probably just personal preference and, you know, what your home does. If your home throws the scent well, or if it, you know, scent evaporates in your home, you know, whatever your circumstances are, I am choosing to, I almost had it perfect. I am choosing to wrap my Glitterati's in foil. So I cut these chunks into 6 slices. This slices so softly, just like Teddy Bees, just like Second and Spruce, just like Destination Wax. So that one's done. That one smells so good. It's a combination. It's mostly zucchini bread, but I've got that extra hit of bakery in there with that cake batter. It's fantastic. I think that's gonna be a winner. I mean, Janine from Glitterati has recently announced that she's going to be moving into the pre-order style in her business, and I am happy about that, because maybe some of us can get a little bit more of her wax other than just, you know, having the Hunger Games per se on her website. So this next one, this is a new to me vendor. This is Southbound. I've only purchased from Southbound once, specifically for this right here, because the pumpkin oil or the dough oil or some oil in the recipe for this has been discontinued. So I do not know the vendor's name. Like I said, I just happened to see on Instagram or something that pumpkin cream puffs are being discontinued, and it's the last restock. She used all of her supply of the oil that she could to make this, and I bought this several months ago. I didn't do a haul video on my channel because I bought 6 of these souffles because I figured if I really hate it, I can destash it, because you know, when something's discontinued, there's always a group of people that still are looking for it and want it. So this is my first experience, and look how stinking beautiful that is. It's layered, it's beautiful, it's deliciously scented. It smells, it's buttery, it's creamy, it's vanilla pumpkin. It's delicious so far. So I'm going to, in this pumpkin embed in here and this beautiful glitter, I'm just gonna go ahead and chop right down the middle here. This, yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it. It crumbles like Vintage Chic does. I'm gonna chop it like I do my Teddy Bees souffles, and then the embed here. This is messy, but hey, life is messy, life is tough, but one day at a time. So I have, I'm gonna cut, I think this is the same scent throughout. If it's layered, then you know, I'll figure that out once I start melting. But yeah, boy, that made a little bit of a crumbly, but scoop all this back up into the bag. Speaking of crumbly, this just smells like cookie dough. Why I say crumbly, the cookie store Crumbl is actually from here in Utah. It's a Utah company. So Crumbles, you know, I know when people, you know, live in other parts of the country, they get a Crumbl in town, they're like, oh my God, we have a Crumbl. And I'm like, oh my God, they're on every corner here. So it's not too exciting for me. If I really wanted Crumbl, I have to get in my car, and there's one 4 miles from my house. So yeah, it is a, it just reminds me of some of the smells, like when you walk into a Crumbl store and you know that cookie hits your face. Sometimes depending on what's in the oven, it can, you know, especially when they bake their shortbread and some of their vanilla based cookies, you know, the doughs and such, it kind of smells a little bit like this pumpkin cream puff. So I'm going to rinse my hands off over here just because that's very crumbly. So I might edit this part of my video out, but I probably won't because I don't edit my videos. So just give me a moment here to get that off my hands. That's why I chopped my Teddy Bees last, because Teddy Bees consistency. So that's a nice, look how much you get out of that souffle. I mean, this is going to be a good one, I can tell. I hope it performs well in my home. I bought another scent along, I said I only bought 6 of those, but I did buy a bakery bag of bread and jam, and it's performing beautifully in my home. So I have no doubt that Mr. Pumpkin Cream Puff will be good in my house too. Okay, next we have Dessa. Dessa. I have my Dessa's haul, my Dessa fall pre-order haul to film this weekend. It's a big one, so if you like Dessa, this is Pretzel Palooza. This is fresh baked pretzel, butter, salt, and caramel sauce. This smells fantastic. I actually almost put this in a random act of kindness to somebody, but I said, nah, I only get 4 pieces out of a square. I might as well throw it in my kitchen a couple of times and get a couple melts out of it. I like a good pretzel, especially I really like Dessa's pretzel and her butter and her salt oils. They are just so good, and Dessa is just so talented with her blend creativity, her cute seasonal souffles. I mean, they're just get out of here cute. So, okay, I have a couple of pies to chop from L3. This is way back in March from Pie Day. You can see the little emblem here, Pie Day. This is blackberry custard pie. I went out on a limb with this because I don't really have a lot of blackberry blends in my life. So I decided, oh, I'll go ahead and give this one a try. This is blackberry jam, blackberry jam, pie crust, and buttermilk pie. Buttermilk pie, of course, was the screamer hit from last year's Pie Day. I think Angela Thrasher in the community, I think she created buttermilk pie. Look at that, how cute that is. And the pie on the bottom. This embed here is scented in pie crust. I do remember Trish saying that. So how am I going to cut this? Let's just go right down the middle like I do everything else. So Angela, I believe Angela came up with this scent. I'm just going to chop this down here and go make a Friday night mess. Yep. Sometimes you just got to get in and get your hands dirty. You know, okay, just chopping this down here. I think Angela developed buttermilk pie. It's heavy vanilla custard. It's a good blender. I don't really care for it alone. I had a little, I'm going to keep those pieces there. That is pie crust. Pie crust, I have heard some people say it's kind of Play-Doh-y to their nose. I don't get that. I just get, of course, I don't melt it alone. That's a little bit of a big piece, but I think it'll be okay. I don't melt pie crust alone. I've never purchased it alone. I've only had it in blends, so I can't attest to the Play-Doh aspect of it. But there are people out there in the wax world that think peach smells like cat pee. I also don't think that, but I also can see how some peach smells like cat pee to people. It just has those, you know, whatever chemical reaction, you know, that happens in fragrance oils and wax and stuff to take on that pee, cat pee quality. I know, cat pee smells bad. Poppy, I love Poppy, and she's such a clean cat, but her pee smells like hell. It's not good. But we're not going to talk about that. I just complained about crumbly wax, and look at this pie. Oh, well, it's okay. Oh, I was going to try to fly back to Pennsylvania in October like I usually do. I don't know if I'm going to get to do it this year. I might have to go back there a little earlier, honestly, but I'm not sure. It's kind of it's up in the air, one day at a time kind of a thing. But yeah, this one is blackberry custard pie. I'm kind of sad because I enjoy going back in the fall. I love fall. I mean, I love fall everywhere, but I love especially fall in the east where all the foliage and the leaves are. I mean, of course, we don't have as vibrant of colors as they do in New England, you know, in Vermont and New Hampshire and, you know, all of those beautiful New England states where they have all those immaculate, beautiful trees and the maple trees and such. But Marty and I will go golfing up in the mountains here near Park City. They have a beautiful golf course that really, really showcases the trees that are up there. There's aspen trees and such, so they're pretty. I like the mustard colored trees, and the maple trees, of course, have red leaves that I think they do. So this next one here is strawberry bread, zucchini bread, and pie crust. This is a popular one for quite a few of you out there in the wax world. Let's pick this guy on up out of there. Okay, I love this one. Oh, God, I love strawberry. Oh, I love strawberry. Strawberry, zucchini bread, coffee. That's all I really need. And pink frosted cake, too. But if you really had to hard press me, I would sacrifice pink frosted cake for strawberry. I love strawberry. I know there's a couple of you, and I can just smell this just wafting. It's so delicious. It's this strawberry bread is such a good oil, and it's strawberry jam is my favorite strawberry oil out there. I mean, I love strawberry bread, but strawberry jam it's versatile. It can be blended with anything. It's great on its own. It's great added to bakery. It's great added to fruity. It's great added to coffee. It's just one of those unicorn perfect oils in my opinion. So I'm chopping this messy boy down here like this. Just me think of nasty, nasty boys don't mean a thing. Janet Jackson, you know, from the 90s. Ooh, 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 ooh. I shouldn't sing on this channel. I'm not, you know, it's funny. I could sing, well, when I say sing, my version of sing, you know how we all think we can sing. I could sing, and I knew lyrics to songs before I really could fully read. And I don't really know how that worked, but I was exposed to Whitney Houston at a very, 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 very young age. And because, you know, when I was born in the 80s, Whitney was the shit. Whitney was all that. Whitney was everything. So Whitney's album, Whitney is the name of it. You know, it has I Want to Dance with Somebody and Where Do Broken Hearts Go, and all that album. I could sing that before I could read. And I don't know how I did it. I just did it. But so Whitney has always meant a lot to me. So when she died, I think it was the year after I met my husband, she passed away. And I was very, very, very hurt. I was very, very hurt. The train's going to go by, so it is what it is. This is my house. This is my life. So pardon the train. When Whitney passed away, it was very hard for me because Whitney was such a perfect part of my childhood, and I, you know, grew up singing to her music and listening to her music, and, you know, growing up as an only child and, you know, having pretty much anxiety from the age of 3 and up. Whitney was something that brought me happiness, and I could sing, and I could, you know, escape from whatever angst I had as a, you know, a little kid, and all of that stuff. I loved it. And there's another one out there that is more controversial than Whitney, Michael Jackson. Not talking about anything personal with Michael Jackson, just his musical talent and just his what he gave to the world in terms of his music. Michael was another one that was such a pivotal part of my childhood. And, you know, it's hard for me to say that because, you know, of what, you know, Michael's been accused of and all those things. And I don't want to talk about that because my belief is, you know, that didn't affect his music career. That didn't affect his talent and what he gave to the world, what he did in his personal life. He did in his personal life, and it's not up to me to judge him. There's only one entity in the world that can judge, and we all know what that is. And when he died, I remember where I was at work, and I was in shock because I couldn't believe that he died. I mean, he was only 50. So both of my childhood idols, I should say, they're gone, and it's kind of sad. So let's do something else here. Okay, Sea Sugar. This is Lazy Sundays. This is Fudgy Wax. I think that's what the owner, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Lahala, I think. She's such a nice lady. This is Lazy Sundays. This is a pumpkin pecan waffles blend, I believe. It smells fantastic. This is another wax that just, you know, cuts like fudge. I mean, the chopper just, you know, goes down so beautifully into this wax. I can do it one-handed. I don't even have to support with my other hand here. This is beautiful. I wonder if that's too much of a piece for my home. I haven't really melted a lot of my Sea Sugar. The reason being is I took it down into my extra storage when I got some stuff. And I haven't really, you know, went down there and pulled any out to melt. So I bought 2 of these cakes when I purchased this. So I'm going to experiment with this and only chop this into 8 pieces. And if I see it's way too much and it's, you know, something I have to experiment with, then I will do so with the other Sea Sugar items that I chop up. So this lid isn't really crazy about staying on here. So what I'm going to do is I want to put that in a poly bag once I am done filming and I'm take this up and refill my wax tote. I really don't have to refill my wax tote. I have plenty of stuff to choose from in there, but I want to try to do a chop and chat every month because I really like just this stream of consciousness. And I've talked about that in some of my other videos, just how I know chopping wax is very therapeutic for a lot of us, and I'm no different. And I really like that it, gives me a chance to just talk about things that I would never have the opportunity to in, say, a wax haul video or an empties video, because, that is 99% talking about wax. So I said I'm going to do this last, but I lied. I'm going to go ahead and just get out of the way, because then I can just do all my teddy bees at one time. So these are her blossom bars. This is half of one. I'm going to cut it down into these 3 cakes here. And I know some people, the thing with me is I can't really decide how much of a chunk of vintage chic I really need in my home. I don't know if I need 8 pieces out of this or if I need 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop 1 into 6. I mean, that's a little uneven, but whatever. I'm going to chop a couple of these into 6. That's still not even, but whatever. And then if I find, I'm going to chop the last one into 8. And if I find I need a little bit less of a piece, then I'll just chop these guys up when I melt this. So this is milk glass, of course. This is wild berry cake batter and sugar milk. I apologize for not knowing these scent notes of Lazy Sundays, but I know it's a butter pumpkin pecan waffles blend. So I actually didn't purchase this blossom bar in the pre-order. I bought a half off of Candace Stalling. She's amazing. She's got just about everything anybody could want in her collection. She loves Swanky. She's a Swanky lover and teddy bees, and like all of us, and very kind lady. I bought this off of her because I really love Wildberry. Even though this says Wildberry, I'm not sure if this is Wildberry Mousse or if it's Wildberry. Christy has taught me that Wildberry is different from Wildberry Mousse, so we shall see. Boy. A little bit of ASMR in there for anybody who finds scraping and chopping ASMR-like. I love ASMR. Oh my God, I listen to ASMR every day in some way, shape, or form. I have for a long time. Marty thinks it's weird, and I said, that's okay. You don't have to. A lot of people think it's weird, but I like it. I am one that, I have insomnia. I talk about that quite a lot, and I go through phases in my life where I don't go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I go to bed at 11 o'clock. It just depends on a lot of stuff. So this next one here, I got this in the round robin box I was part of. This bag has seen better days, of course, but this is Sassy Girl Strawberry Frosted Animal Cookies. So I figured I might as well just chop up the rest of this loaf and put it in my melting tote. So my ASMR, if my insomnia is flared up, I know a lot of people microwave Sassy Girl because she crumbles also, just like Vintage Chic, but I'm not going to walk across my kitchen to go to my microwave, so I've already made a hell of a mess, so it's okay. I prefer, well, like I was saying, if my insomnia is really flared up, that's how I really got into ASMR. I've had insomnia off and on since I was a teenager. I really think a lot of it is hormone-induced and anxiety-induced. And just depending on what type of stuff's happening in my life, some months are better than others sleeping-wise. So, that'll be okay. ASMR, I really, really love the shampooing ones, and I really, really love the spa ones where they do facials and the skincare, just because I'm a skincare junkie in my life. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on skincare in my life, and I pride myself on my skin. So it's natural. This smells fantastic, by the way. It just smells like a damn Pillsbury strawberry cake. Oh, I want to eat it. It smells so good, everybody. So I naturally gravitated towards that type of ASMR. And there's some other stuff, like a lot of people watch soap. This is an absolute mess. But I'm not one of those people that have to have perfect, beautiful wax. Because you know what? I think it all goes into the warmer and it all melts down. So it's just like food, you know. I know some people have issues if food touches on their plate, or, you know, their food has to be Architectural Digest quality in order to serve it and all of that stuff. But not me. My dad, when I was little, to try to not have me have any sort of those, you know, phobias or irrational shit about food, like, oh, my peas are touching my carrots and all of that stuff. I think he taught me it all goes into your stomach, Ashley. Once you put it in your mouth, it's not pretty anymore. Doesn't matter what it is. So it worked because I didn't grow up having any of those food, you know, phobias or being extra picky. So here's some more scraping. Some more scraping. Hell, maybe this isn't my best chop and chat video, but you know what? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Life isn't perfect. Life isn't pretty all the time. This is my life, and I'm sharing it with you, and whoever wants to watch it, watch it. And if you don't, that's all right. I don't watch everybody's everything all the time, so it's okay. But I'm just chopping and chatting on a Friday. Boy, gotta clean this mess up here because the next batch is Teddy Bees. And we know that's as smooth as butter. So, okay. Should I rinse my hands off for a minute? I think I should rinse my hands off for a second. Get some of that Sassy Girls off of me. Okay. All right. Close this bag up here. Teddy Bees. Teddy Bees, owned by Tiffany Smith from Houston, Texas. One of my top vendors. You know, Sassy Girl Aroma was my top vendor for a long time, and Julie is still up there at the top. Her wax is beautiful in my home. Her wax is amazing. But Teddy Bees is tied for first. And I mean, I love L3 too, so that's why I have like a three-way tie for first place. So I'm going to start, here we go. Waffle Bomb. This is from last summer. This is berry waffle cone, pumpkin pecan waffles, funnel cake, and powdered sugar. I love this. Love this. And I haven't melted it yet, of course, but I have smelled this probably 75 times in the last year since I've owned it. It is a good son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. Pardon my French, but how I cut these, now these are her old soufflés. These containers are her old soufflés. If you did not know, I have a new one here. Tiffany changed this last pre-order to this type of receptacle for her soufflés. And Desi told me that they're the same ounces, same size. This one's just more shallow and fatter. This is taller and, you know, taller and deeper. You know what I mean. So how I cut these ones in half, well, actually how I cut these, I cut it in half, turn it on its side, cut it down the middle, and then I cut these into pieces. I get 12 to 16 melts out of a souffle. And I've went into detail about this many times in the videos. If you are interested in why I get 12 to 16 out of a souffle, just go back and look at one of my old videos. Depending on if the scent is a little weaker, I will cut it into 12. If it's a strong boy, like plum and peppercorns, I probably could get 20 pieces out of that souffle. But, so Waffle Bomb, this is creamy. This has a little bit, it's a little similar to Witches Be Crazy, which is my favorite scent of all time in any of wax vendors out there. I have Witches Be Crazy right here next to me in a couple forms. So there's my Waffle Bomb. Love, love, love that one. Next is Witches Be Crazy for strawberry pound cake. This is birthday cake, pecan waffles, sugar cookie dough, and a pinch of cinnamon spice vanilla. That is the Witches Be Crazy part. And then strawberry pound cake. I don't know if this is her, this says strawberry pound cake type. So this is not her house blend of strawberry pound cake. This is the Bath and Body Works type. She has two different strawberry pound cakes. I failed to mention that Tiffany's souffles and loaves and tubs are decorated beautifully. And on the bottom, there's always this extra surprise of some glitter. You know, I don't like glitter. I hate glitter. But I love Teddy Bees, and so I accept it, and I just roll with it. So I'm going to cut this into 16 pieces because I know that Witches Be Crazy is an extremely strong blend for me, and it is little piece. It's very concentrated in my experience in my home. So I have 16 pieces out of this souffle here. I'm gonna break these pieces apart here. Okay. Oh, it smells glorious. My God. Witches Be Crazy is fantastic. Fantastic. So, so, so good. So good. So, wipe my fingers off here. Teddy Bees has a very waxy texture, very soft, and it leaves a residue on the fingers and the chopping board. This is my wax-only chopping board, so I'm not worried about that too much. Okay. Oh, I have one more. I'm sorry. I thought these were all Teddy Bees in here. I have one more. Might as well do this. This is Britta's Creepy Treasures. This is Benny's Coffee, cappuccino, brown sugar, and zucchini bread. So I've only purchased from Britta's once. And I frankly have too many vendors in my life I mean, I had to take a break from some of them. And the reason why I haven't purchased a lot from Brita is because a couple of the blends I had really wasn't the best performance in my home. So what I'm doing with this one is I'm just cutting these down into 12 pieces, just like this. And I'll just use this one. This one is strong. I can tell this one's going to perform well in my home. But I had a couple where I was just not impressed with Britta's wax at the time. So I decided to put her on the back burner. And who knows, I might decide to, you know, purchase more in the future. But I'm happy with the, you know, and I just found Second and Spruce, and her wax is fantastic. If you haven't tried it yet, you know, give it a try. She's new, so she's small. She's still learning, you know, what her customers want and how much product should she make and all of that stuff that goes along with being a new business owner. So, okay, that one of Britta's is chopped. Okay, I promise this is all Teddy Bees from now on. All right, blackberry butter pecan cookies. This is from March of last year. I went through my tote of Teddy Bees, and I'm trying to really consciously use older wax. So this is butter pecan waffles and blackberry jam butter cookies. This one's pretty simple, but nonetheless, this was from my very first pre-order with Teddy Bees, so I want to use this up because he's 1.5 years old. Teddy Bees wax performs beautifully. You know, age-wise, it doesn't have, doesn't peter out around 1 year like some other vendors out there in the world, in my experience. So this one here is, I don't really care for a lot of blackberry jam butter cookies, but I'm opening my eyes up to a little bit more blackberry jam butter cookie blends, just because I love bakery. Bakery has my heart. It's #1. And of course, yes, I'm also known for liking patchouli and incense and dragon's blood and dirt and grass and hay that Miss Christy Hartshorn makes fun of me for. I love my hay. Jenny Gilmore will appreciate that. I know we all tease each other. I'm trying to get Jenny Gilmore to try Riverstone, but she is just fighting me on it. But Riverstone is such a beautiful fragrance from L3, I should say. So this one here is, this is strong. It's beautiful. I can, you know, I can smell it the air just kicked on too, so that's helping push the fragrance around a little bit in my home here. I'm going to stick with the bakery ones and then go to the non-bakery ones last. I have a handful of those babies here. Cozy Cookie Cake. I know this one is well loved by plenty of us. Danny really likes this blend here. This is warm iced white cake, beach treats, marshmallow fireside, and signature cookie dough, or signature sugar cookie, I should say. Tiffany's signature circus cookies and her signature sugar cookies are the same oil. It's just an interchangeable name. So this one here has the signature sugar cookie in it, but this basically is a warm, delectable, fantastic, fattening beach nights. So beach treats is Tiffany's name for beach nights. And, you know, my favorite beach nights, I've said this probably 50 times on my channel, my favorite beach nights is Sassy Girl Aromas. Tiffany's is second place. I hate L3's beach nights. It's too salty. And I know that it's one of the least loved ones out there in the wax world. Once somebody smells Tiffany's or smells Julie's, they're like, oh yeah, I get it. So if you don't like a really super heavy salty beach nights, give Teddy Bees a try. She usually tries to have a blend or two with beach nights on her menu, each pre-order and ready to ship. So give it a try. If you don't like it, then now you know. So this is Cozy Cookie Cake. Oh, is that good? Smells fantastic. I started to tell you what I was melting down here. I'm melting blueberry muffin zucchini bread, scoopable from L3 down here. I told you my wax died story and it distracted me. You know, conscious stream of consciousness here. Okay, this is Mom Life. This is one of the new souffles. I bought 2 of these. I don't remember if I did it deliberately or accidentally, but this is creamy oat milk, frothy vanilla cold foam, and a hint of sensual vanilla. So give me some sex with my coffee and cream. So basically, so that just pops right out there. Look how clean that is. I'm going to, this is the first time I'm chopping one of these new souffles, so I'm going to chop it the same way. I'm going to try to at least. Okay. Yep. Works out beautifully. See how they're a little longer. They're a little Inspector Gadget stretched out. Do-do-do-do-do. Inspector Gadget. Ooh-ooh. Yeah, that's from my childhood too. Yeah. So, Mom Life. I think Jenny Gilmore bought this one in the ready to ship. I think she bought the Antisocial Moms Club, the first in the pre-order, and then the ready to ship she grabbed Mom Life. This isn't bad. It is a little light to me, but it probably will blossom on warm because it does have that oat milk in there. I love oat milk. Spiced oat milk is fantastic with coffee. That would even be good blended with some coffee. I finished up a souffle of Teddy Bees coffee bean a la mode cinnamon toast recently. That would have been perfect with this Mom Life. Okay. Speaking of cinnamon toast, looky here. This is an old boy. This is from 2021. This was sent to me by Jenny Rodriguez in a random act of kindness last year. And it was actually one of my very first experiences with Teddy Bees. And honestly, I don't know if, I think Vivian sent me some Teddy Bees stuff too. This is double bagged. This is cinnamon toast. This is brown sugar, cinnamon, buttery pastry dough, and vanilla buttercream. I want to chop this up because he's getting old. And Vivian, I believe Vivian sent me some Teddy Bees to try also. But Jenny sent me, she actually sent me this guy right here too. Old School Christmas. And I really have to thank those 2 ladies for getting me into Teddy Bees because Teddy Bees has absolutely stolen my heart. Like I said, I love Tiffany's wax. I love Tiffany as a person, her blend creativity, her kindness, her, she has a hell of a work ethic, all of those things combined. And, I love to support, women-owned businesses, and there are a lot of ladies in wax, it's a lady-dominated industry, but I love that she is, keeps making wonderful smell goods for us. So I'm just chopping this down. This is my first experience with these chunks, but I know that this is going to be a little bit, some of these pieces are a little bit chunky for my home. So I'm going to experiment here and chop some of these down, because you can't take the wax out of the warmer as easy as you can put another piece in, once it's going and melting. So I'm going to chop this up here. And one more. Okay. And I'm going to use this. This smells wonderful. I'm going to melt this, use this as a blender to melt with some of my other bakery I have upstairs of Teddy Bees. And yeah, see what blends I can come up with that a little bit of cinnamon toast can make a little bit better. So, for this being almost 2 years old, this smells heavenly. Just so good. My hands are sticky. I've got to wipe my hands off here. Oh. Okay. This extra bag here, I don't think I want to double bag that. Okay. One more. Witches Be Crazy. Okay. This is from 2020. 2020. He is almost 3. Almost 3. I got this loaf from Dawn, I think Irving is her last name, in a D-stash. This is the scent that has stolen my heart, captured my heart, my #1 favorite blend in all of Vendor Wax, and the thousands of blends I've smelled and melted in my life. This is the baby right here that is perfection to me. This is Witches Be Crazy. This is the birthday cake, pecan waffle, sugar cookie dough, and spiced cinnamon vanilla. I don't know what. You can just look at the oils on here, guys. Just look at the glistening here. This is a strong SOB. It really, really, really is. This is so damn good. Oh, I just cannot talk enough about this. So this scent here is why I need just a piece of Teddy Bees, because this scent here, I put a big old hunk, probably that size, in my warmer. Way too strong. It was way too strong. So that's when I thought, oh, I better, tone that down a little bit and start using smaller pieces of wax in my warmers. So started my experiment with less is more for Teddy Bees. And, even Desi has said less is more, and I've talked to her about it personally, the amount of wax and how some blends, like, for example, I finished up Snowpocalypse 2021, which is a beautiful Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds blend. Beautiful. I needed a little bit more of that blend in my warmers to get a successful throw, even though it's not a powerhouse. It's not, Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds is not meant to blow you out of your home. It's a beautiful marshmallow fragrance. So it's there. It's a beautiful scent. It's there. I think these pieces will be okay. They're skinny enough. I had to use a little bit more of Snowpocalypse 2021 in my warmers, just because it is a little bit of a lighter scent. But see, like this here, that might even be a little bit too much for me. We'll see. And guess what? It's so soft, you can just break it between your fingers like this when you need to. So, yeah. Very easy, very versatile. Fantastic, scrumptious, scrumdiddlyumptious to give Mr. Wonka a nod. I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not Johnny Depp's version. Johnny Depp's version's creepy. Gene Wilder's version. Gene is only Willy Wonka. Johnny is not Willy Wonka. think a lot of us feel that way. But I feel sorry for the kids that only knew Johnny's version and they didn't have the chance to experience Gene's version yet. But Gene is Willy Wonka. Okay, we are coming up on almost an hour, so this will be a little bit over an hour. Okay, these next four, my last four, Pink Moon. And I wasn't quite sure I was going to keep this. I was going to move this one on out, but I thought, you know what? Go for it, Ashley. This is pink sugar, sweet lavender, the smell of rain, crushed apple blossoms, and bruised flowers. And why I was on the fence with this one is because, you know, I'm not a crazy floral person, but it's just got a beautiful hint of apple blossom, which isn't too floral. When I first smelled this right when I got it, some of these don't slip out as easily. When I first got this, it smelled a little bit more floral to me. So I let this sit. This is 6 months old. Well, almost 6 months old. This has taken on more of a lavender scent, and it has a little bit of a sprinkling of floral in here with a little bit of pink sugar. Don't be scared by pink sugar in this blend. It's not a pink sugar heavy blend. It's more lavender than anything. So I thought I'll melt this at nighttime. I don't always melt at nighttime by my bed because of my cat, but I'm going to start doing it. I usually melt more in the nighttime in the winter anyways, so not that winter's here by any means. Those little end guys here, I'll have to double up with those, of course, but I love fall. Like I've said, I can't wait for fall. I'm tired of the heat and all that stuff, like a lot of us are. So if any of you guys are watching from California, Southern California, I hope everything is safe for the weather that's coming in. My dad's sister, one of his sisters, lives in San Diego, and I haven't talked to my dad in a week or so, so I haven't heard about what's happening in her neck of the woods, but her and her 3 daughters all still live in the San Diego, LA area, so my thoughts are with everybody. You have to, you know, evacuate your homes, or I haven't watched the weather, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening with that. But Oak Cider and Woods. This is a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous blend. This was available briefly, very, very small quantities in the ready to ship last weekend from Teddy Bees. This is warm mulled cider, cedar, oak, vanilla, toasted marshmallow, pine cones, and smoked woods. So this one here, I should have got more of this last year, but I did not, and it's okay. It'll come back. This one is outrageously strong, and it's got a beautiful wassail or mulled cider vibe going to it, and I just know this is going to be strong, so I'm going to cut this into a little bit smaller pieces than my typical. I'm going to try to get 20 pieces out of here, just because I know this is going to be strong. It's like plum and peppercorns. I ranted and raved about that baby on the last pre-order, and I finish up a souffle of that. Yeah, we'll go with it. I finished up a souffle of that just this evening, and I got 20 pieces out of that baby, and it's plum, saffron, and black peppers, and it's black pepper. It smells phenomenal. So like this little piece here, that is nice. And if I see I need a little bit more, I'll add a piece in there. But you know, some of this you can't be afraid to experiment with, and that's what I do, you know. So this one, I'll wipe my hands off here. 2 more here, almost done. Okay. We have white pumpkin and birch, and this is a gorgeous fragrance also. This is very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. This is white pumpkin, warm spices, sandalwood, amber, vanilla birch, and cedar. I love cedar. If you watch me, you know I love cedar. Cedar's my favorite wood. I actually prefer it over pine. And this is just, I love the fall jewel tone vibe that Tiffany put onto these. This is just beautiful. This is from last fall. So, come on. There we go. a little bit of sparkles on the bottom. So we're going to cut this. Oh, this smells like white pumpkin from Bath & Body Works. White pumpkin is probably my favorite fall blend. I used to like the Perfect Autumn. And I mean, of course, I love leaves. This is strong, but I'm going to cut this one into 8 and this one into 10. So I love leaves. I mean, leaves I don't even have to say because, you know, it's kind of that quintessential fall blend. White pumpkin is just gorgeous too because it's not too spicy, it's not too punch you in the face. It's the perfect segue from the end of summer into fall. You can melt it into winter time. It's white pumpkin is gorgeous. Gorgeous. They have it in hand soap too, not just candles and wallflowers. It's very, very nice. I love white pumpkin. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. Okay. Last one. Wish you could see the texture of my fingers here with the wax. Okay, last one, Old School Christmas. This is fresh pine, red apples, cinnamon, sugar crystals, and marshmallow cream. This was Tiffany's depiction or dupe of the Perfect Christmas from Bath & Body Works for a long time. Until last year, she came out with the Perfect Holiday, which is all of this stuff here except no apple, because there is not apple in the Perfect Christmas from Bath & Body Works. Now that scent, Perfect Christmas, is my absolute favorite scent from Bath & Body Works for Christmas, with a close second of 'Tis the Season. Love that one. 'Tis the Season, of course, is heavier in the apple. So this one here, I'm not going to go into the story of what this scent means to me. I did that in my last pre-order video. So if you'd like to watch that, go for it. But this one here, is so good. It's perfect. It is Christmas. It is Christmas. It's everything you want a Christmas scent to be. And it's everything I want Christmas to smell like. And the vendor out there that has my personal favorite, the Perfect Christmas, because there isn't an outright oil for the Perfect Christmas. It's not available, so vendors have to have it duped, is Sassy Girl Aroma Julie. She has it took her over a year to get the Perfect Christmas duped. And with at my insistence, you know how if you're a member of Sassy Girl Aroma, she'll ask, you know, what blends would you like me to dupe every now and again. And I've always said Perfect Christmas, Perfect Christmas. So last year, she said, you've asked for this so many times. Let me see what I can do. So then she calls it Best Christmas. Best Christmas was born. And Best Christmas is fantastic. And she also has... and so does Dessa. Dessa also has Nest Holiday. She calls hers Holiday Type, and Julie from Sassy Girl calls hers Favorite Holiday. So Nest Holiday and the Perfect Christmas from Bath & Body Works are my two top favorite Christmas blends, you know, that are just traditional and good. So that's my Friday night shopping session. I hope you guys like my rambles, and I try to make a little bit of a different variety of vendors this time than my same old L3. But, you know, I love L3. So, hope you guys have a great weekend ahead, and happy school, happy back to school to the kids and the moms and the dads out there. And I'm going to be doing some more videos this weekend. If I happen to have a period of time where I don't film, I'll give an update on my community page like I did this week. I'm still here. I just can't do everything at once. So, hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you soon.